wish anyone to cross my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill her.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play.
Deirdre is ours. The Alliance has collapsed and their leader has fallen.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. You interrupted me, Edelgard. Yeah, like, that, it surprised me that they made me kill him, although I guess he is the leader of an opposing faction.
If Claude had lived, the faction of the Alliance that is against the Empire would never have stopped fighting us.
Yeah, but we could have killed them. I'm very good at that.
To keep the bloodshed to a minimum, he had to be taken out of the equation.
I mean, okay, that's actually fair, though, because how many people am I going to kill because they won't surrender only because they don't want to kill Claude? That's not a very logical, route to take.
However, now that it's over, I can't help but wonder if he was in complete control of that entire situation.
Claude's not in control of anything.
What will become of the Alliance without him? He must have taken that into account. Without the rule of House Regan, and with most of that territory left unscathed, the Alliance will undoubtedly ally itself with the Empire.
He did say at the end that he hoped that we were able to bring the world together.
The citizens' lives will be saved from ruin, and no more blood will be shed. Perhaps that's what he wanted from the start.
That does, to a degree, sound like Claude. He's always a big, happy, feely person.
Of course, if his plan here in Deirdre had worked and I had lost my life, the opposite would have come to pass. The Empire would have rushed to the Alliance without further conflict.
Oh, well, I just need to strike you down
No
then.
matter how the battle unfolded, Claude secured the shortest, most peaceful outcome possible.
Lady Edelgard, Deirdre is now completely under our control.
Fantastic.
As planned, the Alliance's affairs will now be overseen by Count Burghley's.
Holy crap, I just realized. Freaking, Oh, I have completely blanked on his name. Caspar is taller than Edelgard? I never realized that. Freaking even Bernadetta looks taller than Edelgard. Is she the shortest person in our house?
My father is coming here? First west, then east. You sure keep him busy.
Should the others return to the monastery and prepare to face the kingdom?
Yes, thank you, Hubert.
Fantastic. Alright.
Thanks to all of your efforts, our battle with the Alliance has reached its conclusion.
Its inevitable conclusion, one might say.
However, we still can't afford to be careless. We must now join the battle against the kingdom.
When can we afford to be careless?
With the strength of the Church on their side, they will prove to be a formidable enemy. More than ever, your support is invaluable. We'll need it in the days to come. But for now, let's enjoy our triumphant return.
Let's do it.
Let's get to it!
I'm so happy that the end of the fighting is near. Too bad there's still more violence to come.
Yeah, we got to get through the Empire, but I do wonder if there'll be a Slitherer. What is that called whenever someone like fades out and has a little like joke, right? The stinger, a Slitherer stinger to this campaign, like there was with Claude's.
The kingdom and the Church of Saros are worthy for fighting. I will crush them into very small pieces.
You probably will.
Crushing wouldn't yield a lot of pieces, but I guess it would get the job done. With the professor, we can't lose. Probably.
No, I mean that's very true, because we'll keep retrying until we
Oh
win.
no, are we fighting Lady Rhea? But she's scary, and she'll be really angry. But no way she can stay in her spooky beast form all the time, right?
Even if she can, like...
If she could, she would have come and attacked the monastery as many times as she wanted.
It may be wishful thinking, but perhaps it is a power that she can only access when the situation is dire. But whether she is the Archbishop or the Immaculate One, we cannot be stopped.
I mean, we'll probably have... I'm sure we'll have to fight that for him, there's no question.
Half remains, but half is finished. We are certainly moving forward.
Just hopefully I won't pass out when she goes into it this time.
No one can stop us from pushing forward. No one.
Hooray! Alright, bye, Claude. See you in heck.
Part
Tempest
2.
of Swords and Shields.
Crimson Flower. Pegasus Moon. Tempest of Swords and Shields. With Deirdre under Imperial control, the Leicester Alliance ceases to exist, and its remaining lords ally themselves with the Empire. The Black Eagle Strike Force, having now conquered all of Eastern Fodlan, confidently moves to invade the kingdom.
I now see why these tapestries don't actually, like, match anything. Because before, they always kind of had to do with what he was saying, and here it was, like, very short and unrelated. Was because the same tapestry is used for all of the different paths, even though what's happening in the paths is drastically different. Okay, not drastically. Edelgard's path is drastically different.
And that concludes Count Burgley's report.
Why do I always come in at the conclusion? I want to know what's going on.
Just as your majesty predicted, the old alliance has willingly fallen under Imperial rule.
And why wouldn't they?
However, even with Claude dead, there is no telling what manner of poison he left in his wake.
Oh, Kitty, do not hit the...
We must be careful not to expose any weakness.
Don't get exposed around the alliance. Got it.
Of course, though it seems we can now attack the kingdom without issue.
That's what he means by exposing. Do not leave your flank unprotected.
True. However, you should know that Lord Arundel has entered Deirdre.
Oh, that's right, because we don't really trust
It would
him.
seem he has already started collecting the relics of the old alliance.
Let him do as he pleases for now. It's not yet the time to chide him.
Understood. As for the kingdom, as we theorized, it is not entirely united.
Well, nothing's ever fully united. Even us have to deal with Arundel.
If we defeat the royal family of House Blathed, and a handful of other notable houses, it should fall under our control quite readily. Those we must target include the houses Fraldarius, Galatea, Gautier, and Karen.
Alright. That's Phoenix, Sylvain, I believe. And I forget, that is... the little blonde girl that I really like. I for some reason I can never remember her damn name. I forget who Charon is.
We have allies who are close to some of those lords. Perhaps that can be used to our advantage. Persuasion by tears or threats. Perhaps one would consent to act as a hostage. We must make good use of the tools given to us.
What about House Row in Aryan Road, the fortress city? Will they not side with us?
The head of House Fraldarius, Lord Rodrigue, has entered the city.
Okay, so we need to take that out so that we can get,
It is possible
Row.
that he has seized it.
I see. Then it might prove too difficult to strike Ferdiad right away.
Either way, when preparations are complete, we can begin our deployment into the kingdom.
That part of the plan remains unchanged. Professor, is something wrong?
Not that I know of, but apparently my character knows more than I do.
Yes, I don't imagine that you have much interest in a running list of noble names. But it matters not. The nobility and the weight of all those names will be gone once the war is over.
Usually I say that even though I kind of was just talking about who's who.
This month, we must again put all of our effort into preparing for battle. I'm counting on you, my teacher.
Well, I mean, that's what we do every month. What are we doing this month, Pinky? Yeah, what?
Professor, you didn't hear anything just now, did you?
Yeah, I heard you screaming like you saw a rat.
Cute! Huh. Well, be that as it may, it is not your concern. It was nothing.
I'm sorry it was. You can't blame me for like, noticing that. I'm not going to drive the point home.
I told you it was nothing and I meant it.
Like, it's whenever someone's embarrassed, you don't keep hammering the same points in order to embarrass them further. That's rude. I'm not a rude person.
It's just, well, there was a rat. I don't enjoy the company of rats.
Okay. That I actually thought it sounded like a mouse.
I believe I've told you about this before. About when I was held captive beneath the palace.
I wonder why this is coming up here all
There were
times.
a lot of rats there. To this day, I just... What?
It's a letter, dude. It's okay. Oh, was she sketching?
Oh, Professor, leave here at once.
She was drawing my
I
picture.
recall now that Hubert needs to speak with me. I must change my clothes. Now, whatever you do, don't look this way.
Wait, what? Yeah, I already saw my
Then
picture.
forget what you saw. That's an order.
You don't get to order me around. Man, make someone an emperor and they immediately start to, like, let power go to their head. I swear. Alright, Hannah.
Yes, I will happily tell you all that I...
Of course you will.
Delightfully warming. Indeed. Yes, yes.
Okay, I figured that, like, Crest and how to like counteract their...
Indeed.
No? I really didn't know what to do. Obviously, I don't know why I'm telling you that. I am not good at... Nothing came up that was about crests. That was a problem. Whoops. Like, literally, I'm sorry, Hannah, but there's only one thing that you're interested in, so what do you want me to do?
Thank you for a wonderful time, Professor.
Alright, always explore first. Oh, I should have seen if anyone can sort of fly up. Although, really, I think almost everyone's at their, like, end game, so... Probably don't need to worry about that as much. Good lord. Alright, as always, we will start with... Start with Hubert. Okay, Hubert can finish off Shamir. Shamir.
All finished. Time to go. You really must stop sneaking up on me, Shamir.
Why? She's so good at
What
it.
if I don't? I can take you.
Maybe. Either way, it's a waste to fight an ally.
Well, then you should probably stop threatening her.
We're allies now? I guess I should be more careful with you. Are you sure it was right to kill them? I believe your mistress told you to let them go.
Which them are we talking about?
That is exactly what I will say I did. But leaving them alive would have been a mistake. I did what had to be done.
You're playing a dangerous game here,
Is that
Hubert.
so? Maybe you're not just some sycophant. It takes guts to disobey a direct order.
Lady Edelgard's time is rightfully occupied with a great deal of concern and contemplation. Her affairs are of far greater consequence than a trifle like this. Much rests on the decisions she makes. But little details of this kind happen to be my area of expertise, so I simply handle them. Better that than to burden her with needless debate.
Alright, fair enough.
Logical through and through, aren't you?
That is how I do things.
I like people who are thorough.
You seem quite thorough in your methods as well.
I mean, she certainly is. Well, decisive maybe more than
As
thorough.
a rule, I am. Regarding decisions, I planned on leaving Fodlan after completing my contract. But now I'm starting to think I might stay here.
You're not staying with him. I can guarantee you that. I don't mean to sound like a possessive asshole, but no, Shamir is
Stay
mine.
here. I'm forced to wonder what your intentions might be.
I have no ulterior motives. I've just grown a little fond of you.
this one is not. I am not believing this.
Excuse me.
Like, I don't buy into it at all.
For someone so intelligent, you're very dense. It's not just about you, though. I've learned to like Lady Edelgard and most everyone else here as well. I wouldn't mind staying on to work as your specialist.
It's a fine offer. But perhaps we should wait until after the war to discuss it thoroughly.
Fair. But you owe me, remember?
Not much I can say to that, is there?
Okay, fantastic. Is that the only Shamir I had? Yeah, no, but I kind of... But I gotta follow my own rule. So, there's out Shamir, move on to Shamir and Caspar.
Go!
Shamir, look out! Ah!
Caspar! Are you alright? Talk to me!
Caspar can't get taken out in a random cutscene with... That's not even, like, shown.
Shamir!
Oh, is he dreaming?
Lower your voice. I'm right here.
Look out! The enemy's right... We're in the infirmary?
We sure are. Good job.
Correct. It took you a while to wake up. You nearly died protecting me. Why did you do something so reckless?
Well, I saw that you were in trouble, and...
That's not what she
Is
asked.
this your attempt to take responsibility for your father's actions?
See, this is a much more interesting story.
I don't need your pity, Caspar.
But you're gonna get it.
Wait a minute. I do feel guilty for what my father did to the Dagdans. But this has nothing to do with that. I saw you were in danger.
You are still a fool.
Oh, dang it, I didn't mean to press the button.
Learn to protect yourself before trying to protect me. There's no point in losing one life to save another. Yours holds just as much value as mine.
That's not true at all.
I understand what you're saying, but...
It's a good sentiment, though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just very protective of Shamir.
However, I cannot deny that I owe you a debt. Thank you, Caspar. And I apologize.
For what?
For what? You didn't do anything.
For when we spoke before, I may have been too harsh.
You don't know how to be too harsh. I'm sorry, I should probably stop sycophanting over Shamir.
I cannot hold a grudge against someone who would risk his life for mine.
Well, you didn't have a grudge against him before, or were you lying?
That said, you need not worry about me.
Yeah, glad to hear it. But I gotta say, not worrying about you is a lot easier said than done.
Alright. And... Caspar? Ooh, you have 3 of them. Look at all these B ranks. We're moving up in the world. Ferdinand?
Caspar, I have been waiting.
Ferdinand! Waiting for what?
I am going to give you a lesson on the righteous path of the noble.
Oh, I'm sure he's just thrilled to hear that.
Righteous path? What? You have a problem with my path now? You think you're more righteous than me?
That remains to be seen. I heard you stopped a robbery in town the other day. Some despicable thief who was robbing an elderly shopkeeper. Rumor has it you didn't wreak as much havoc as usual.
Well, if he was in the shop...
Hey now, I think you're underestimating me here. When the thief showed up, the old shopkeeper was so scared that he could barely stand. I didn't want the guy to pass out, so I had to stay calm while handling the situation.
You also didn't want to, like, break the whole shop.
Rather than fighting, I gave my own money to the thief and told him to get out of there. Or else.
How, magnanimous of you.
The thief fell for it and left the shop. That's when I chased him down. I got my money back and gave that thief a good beating. He won't be back here anytime soon.
Well, he was never here, he was in the shop, but I get what you're saying.
Ah, so you walloped the scoundrel. That does sound like you. I am finding this story more plausible. Nevertheless, I think...
I heard you did this thing, but I don't believe it. Okay, now I believe it.
Hold on. Now it's your turn. I heard a very interesting story about you recently.
My turn, eh? Let's hear this story then.
The way I heard it, you punched a foreign soldier right in the middle of town.
Stop. I know what you are getting at. But you have the wrong idea.
Like, That's actually a thing that like particularly annoys me. I'm like, tell your side of the story, but don't tell me that I'm wrong before you even start talking. Come
Let's
on.
hear your version then.
I had been browsing for weapons at a rundown stall. Suddenly, a man seized the stall's owner and started dragging him away. Someone with a less generous spirit might say the peddler had it coming. His wares were quite inferior after all.
Well, but then don't buy them.
But without a moment's hesitation, I leapt to his aid and soundly defeated the goon.
Well done. Sounds exciting.
What happened with that voice acting
It
line?
was nothing, really. Anyway, the old shopkeeper let me in on the details. He said that he was a novice trader, tricked by a noble into selling low-quality goods.
How does that work? Why would a noble trick you into selling shitty weaponry?
That ruse was about to come to light, so the noble had sent a mercenary to keep the shopkeeper silent.
Again, I don't understand why that ruse would even begin.
So that's what really happened. I just heard you snapped and attacked some noble servant. I figured it was worth asking about.
Well, I won't deny it. I forgot my rank for a moment and let my instincts take over.
Is there something wrong with that? It sounds a little like something I would do.
Yeah, you guys have more in common than you thought.
Your gentle approach to handling that robbery. That sounds like something I might do. You were not overcome by your impulses. You kept a cool head, for the most part.
I think we're starting to rub off on each other. Always looking for a way to defend justice and to lift each other up.
I was gonna lift you up.
Partners in justice, eh? Well now, that I can agree to.
Alright. And so that's the last one that he has. We got a little bit more work to do in these.
Why am I having so much trouble fighting these tall guys? They're not even stronger than me.
Well, yeah, but they've got like weight and reach over
You've
you.
got to help me come up with a strategy, Linhardt.
Is that not a waste of time? Even if I handed you a perfect strategy, something I've done in the past, you'd never follow it through.
No, that's not entire. Oh, okay, that's true.
That's because your plans are always so complicated. But come on, I need your help.
All right, I will share with you my tactical genius. I call this my secret plan.
Okay. Not a very tactical name. I won't argue about his genius, but its name has a little bit to be desired.
You already have a plan? You really are ready for anything. So, what is it?
Land the first hit. Then keep hitting them hard and fast as you can until they stop hitting you back.
So, you're basically telling me to just fight?
Dodge their attacks, keep up the assault, then go for the knees. Done.
The secret is the knees?
Being tall means short people are closer to your knees. Exploit the enemy's weakness, Caspar.
I was like, that one makes more sense.
Makes sense. That doesn't sound like my style, though. I don't really want to exploit a weakness.
Then go ahead and continue losing. Or you can listen to the rest of my plan.
But the rest of your plan is after he goes for the knees, isn't it?
More? Fine. Tell me the rest.
Your defense is careless. The last bit of my secret is that you need to train in that area.
I won't argue with training. Let's go.
No, I don't think we should...
It's been 5 years. You've got to be at least as strong as I am by now. Come on! You've even got that height advantage you're always going on about. You're the perfect training partner for me.
I don't think he is.
Quit stalling and let's go.
Fine, I'll train with you, but only for a bit.
Really? I'm surprised at that answer.
All right, Linhardt. Come at me again.
Caspar, please. I need water. I need water. I'm gotta go get some. Bye.
Huh? Hey, get back here.
He's not designed for this, Caspar.
Got away.
Well, yeah. That's what happens when someone leaves, is they tend to get away. And Bernie?
Hi.
Wow, that's very different from Bernadetta.
Well, if it isn't Bernadetta, what brings you here?
Am I bothering you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll come back another time.
Well, don't leave yet. You just got here. Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yes. Do you remember that time in town?
You might have to remind me because it's been a while.
Town. Oh, you mean when all those thieves showed up? Whew, that was rough. I heard a bunch of people got robbed.
No, not that. I mean the time I was...
I'm vaguely remembering this now, yeah.
Some thieves tried to carry you off? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just tell me which way they went. I'm gonna...
I love his voice.
That's not what I mean. Oh, just forget it.
Wait, don't go. What are you trying to ask me?
Will you really listen this time?
Maybe.
Of course. Sorry. You have my full attention.
Do you remember when you carried me to that spot with the really pretty view?
Oh, that time. Okay.
Where is that place? I've been looking all over.
The place I took you with the view. Oh, right. Okay. First, you go out of the monastery, and actually, it's kind of tricky to explain. Come on, I'll just take you there again, but pay attention this time.
Wait, what are you? No, not again!
You can just lead her. You don't have to carry her.
Stop! Put me down!
All right, and then Ferdinand, Linhardt, or Bernie. We'll start with Linhardt. And Linhardt has Ferdinand, so hey, that works out. And he's finishing Ferdinand, which is even cooler.
Linhardt, there you are.
There he is.
Servant as ever, Ferdinand. What can I help you with?
You have been utilizing clever tricks to give me the slip.
I mean, that's kind of like his whole MO is that he's clever.
But not today. Prepare yourself.
Oh, he's good and prepared.
A noble cannot escape from his duty. Hold these words in your heart.
It seems you really mean it this time. I suppose I have no choice but to outmatch you.
I mean, good luck. Although, you held your own against Caspar for a while.
Finally, a little enthusiasm. You are bravely stepping upon the path of nobility. Let us begin.
What are we doing?
Now, Ferdinand, don't be foolish. I can't possibly train with you. I have places to be.
Wait! I will not allow you to get away.
I can't run anymore.
Just admit defeat.
Can't we? Just a minute. Ferdinand, let me catch my breath.
Well, the posturing in this scene is so weird.
Well, maybe just for a moment. I could use a rest myself. I am surprised you could run so far. I had assumed that all that lounging around would have dulled your constitution, but I had a difficult time keeping up.
The fear of having to exert myself really helped.
I had to exert myself for fear of having to exert myself.
You're none too slow yourself. It's been a while since I ran like that. It actually feels pretty good.
Well, good, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
It does it not? Well, how about we say that thrilling chase was your training for the day? If you will excuse me, I am going to run even more, so I can catch you next time.
After all the running you already did? That's our Ferdinand. You always give everything your all, don't you?
I mean, why not?
And what is wrong with that?
Many things, but nothing.
Nothing whatsoever, Ferdinand. I mean that.
Alright. And then Linhardt also has... Oh, good, Petra. Wow, I've got to start working on Petra. I do feel bad Dorothea is going to end up with a lot she doesn't finish because she's not in the actual battles, which is unfortunate. But I used her a lot in previous playthroughs, so I'm not mad about that. Yeah, Petra and Ferdinand really need to start spending some time together because there's like 2 more ranks they need to get through.
Linhardt, I have been waiting for much time. Please, watch me.
What am I watching you do?
Watch what, Petra? Whoa! Hey, careful with that spear!
How did you find that? I did more training.
Well, first of all, you're swinging your spear like a sword, which is odd. That should be stabbing animations, not swinging animations.
Ah, you took my advice then. I will say the problematic maneuver seems improved at least.
At least? it is still no good?
The spear isn't really my area of expertise, but I've seen enough training to understand the mechanics.
Yeah, you stab it with the pointy end.
I believe I can use that understanding to further help you improve your spear work.
My spear work.
Right. As I said, when you lift up and stab down, the momentum is ruined. You're trying to swing like a giant. You're not a giant, so that's a problem. So allow the spear's own momentum to do more of the hard work for you.
Spear momentum.
The spear is heavy. When you lift it up high, loosen your grip a little.
At the top of my swing, loosen my grip. And then the weight will carry it down?
Precisely. When you put too much power into it, not only do you exhaust your grip, you tire yourself out. Got it? All that effort is taking its
You
toll
talked for
on
like
me.
2 minutes.
You are very clever. I wonder why you have hatred for training.
Because training is too much like fighting, and I'd really rather not fight. Also, I find training terribly dull. Anyway, good night.
He does not use his cleverness. It is a very big waste. I want you to use your power, Linhart.
Alright. And now moving on to Marianne. Not the professor, just Marianne.
These ones look good. I probably shouldn't pick them, though.
Well, no, have you look inside that flower. I don't think you could pick it. Good lord.
Ah, Marianne. Harvesting the crops?
I don't know about harvesting, but she's up admiring the crops.
Yes, Linhart. I found which vegetables are ripe and ready, but would you mind picking them for me?
See, you've mistaken me for someone who sticks his hands in the dirt.
I'm just afraid that if I touch them, well...
Oh, I see. You're afraid everyone who eats them will suffer bad luck.
Marianne, stop being a dude.
Yes, it's true. I wouldn't want anyone else to suffer because of me.
Marianne, that's simply not the way the world works. You see... Oh, forget it. Tell me which ones to pick.
Thank you so much, Linhart.
You are quite welcome.
Happy to help, but I'm beat. You'll have to carry them yourself, so take them straight in, okay?
Okay.
Oh, actually, before I go, do you mind if I ask you a question?
You literally just did. But go ahead.
I've been thinking, isn't it more the case your crest brings happiness rather than bad luck?
Happiness? I don't understand.
I'm not familiar with that word.
Yes, happiness. Because your crest is so rare. It excites my mind and, well...
Oh, so only for you then.
If not for your crest, we might never have met. And I feel that would be a tremendous loss. Backbreaking as it was, I enjoyed today. I'm quite happy right now, and it's due entirely to your crest.
I suppose so when you put it that way, but
It's a huge breakthrough to know that your crest causes happiness instead of bad luck.
Okay, Mr. Crest Scholar, you're acting kind of a dunce.
I'd love to study it thoroughly, but only if you'd agree. Really, I just want to find a way for your crest to bring you happiness
That is
too.
sweet, though. That's a very sweet sentiment.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I have to decline.
I understand. May I ask one more thing, though? Could you please hand me one of those vegetables?
I don't think that's a good idea, but if you insist.
Thank you, Marianne. I think this looks like a very lucky vegetable.
Okay, I don't know what it was. I misheard lucky as fucky. And I was like, that's a weird way of flirting. Weird flirt, but okay. And, wow, Ferdinand has a lot. I don't know, I don't think we have enough time left of the episode to do 5 of these. Petra has 3. Bernie has 3. Oh, Edelgard has 2. We can do that. Oh, she's finishing off. We'll do Manuela first.
That song.
Oh, hello, Edelgard.
Professor Manuela, that song you were humming. I feel as though I've heard it before, long ago. And I'm sure it was you singing it back then. At the Opera House in the Imperial capital, perhaps.
Why, yes. You must have seen me there. I am flattered you would remember it. I performed with the Middle Franc Opera Company in
Yeah,
Emblem
we're quite aware.
occasions.
So it was you. I went to that performance with my uncle. I wanted desperately to see it again. But after that night, he took me to seek asylum in the kingdom.
Oh, that's
When I
sad.
returned to the Empire several years later, you had already retired.
Oh, that's a shame. So you only got to hear me sing once?
Sadly, that's correct.
Yet you still remember it, even the melody of the song I sang. I'm honored.
That's how much of an impression your voice left on me. I must ask, why did you retire so soon? You could have continued.
I was
for
wondering
another
that too.
10 or 20 years.
Indeed, many singers perform for decades. But that wasn't for me. I wanted to go out on top.
You definitely seem like the type of person that likes to be on top.
My voice is a gift from the goddess. However, as all things do, it will decline with age. And so I decided I needed to learn to survive without it, long before that day came. I needed to prove to myself that I can live on, even after my voice returns
That's
to
a
the goddess.
weird way of talking.
So despite your belief in the goddess, you wish to live by your own strength?
It's hard for me to explain. The goddess supports me both spiritually and
I didn't realize she was so rah goddess.
Everything else is up to me.
And Eddie. I mean, Lysithea, but also Eddie. And then I probably want to put more points into this, especially the ones that have doubles.
How are you today, Lysithea?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Quite well, thank you.
I overheard something recently. Something pertaining to you and your vision for the future. Is it really true that you intend to create a world in
Yeah,
which
everyone keeps
crests
talking to her
no
about it, but
longer
absolutely.
exist?
It's true. My aim is to dismantle the current system of aristocracy. The only reason nobles enjoy the status they do is because their bloodlines carry crests. If crests lose their value, so will titles of nobility.
Which is great, for some reason.
I really agree with your thinking.
No, actually, I shouldn't say for some reason. That's actually a very noble goal. I'm surprised if she'll be able to pull it off, because she'll be fighting against everyone that within ensconced, like, trappings of power.
My parents have suffered throughout their lives due to their nobility. Due to my own crests, I've never been able to live a normal life. I'm sick of nobility and crests, of all of it. It sounds as if it's truly your mission to change things. I'll pledge my life to your cause, however short it may be.
I mean, you've kind of done that already, but cool.
Lysithea.
Has your hair always been that color, by the way?
Huh?
Yeah, it's a response to their backstory and the fact they both had experiments
I
going.
ask because mine wasn't always this color. I lost all pigment after receiving my 2 crests. Edelgard, I want a world where people like you and I are no longer victimized. I want you to bring that world into being. If it's within me to help that come to pass, then I'll do whatever it takes.
Understood. I promise to do all I can to see this goal to fruition. And I want you to promise something in return. That you will never stop fighting for your life. Whatever terrible fate awaits us, we can fight it and prevail. I need
Awesome.
you to trust me on
This is a good one to, like, end the episode on,
Promise.
actually.
I promise. I will try my best to believe that.
Good girl. Now then, would you care for a sweet cake?
Always!
Please do not call me that. But, yes. Yes, I would.
Alright. And with that, we'll go ahead and end this episode. Next time, we have quite a few more reviews to get through. Good loud. I will also go ahead and do our dining hall experience, just to see if we can get anyone else pushed up and over the top. And then after next episode, I'll probably go down into the abyss and use that renown, just to see if we can, like, eke out a few more. My goal, as before, is going to be to focus on Edelgard, specifically like the ones like Linhardt, where there are 2 left, because we are just running out of time, frankly. And the same thing with Hubert, because as I've talked about before, we lose access to Edelgard and Hubert in the next playthrough. The other ones, theoretically, there is still time. Like, we can get them on the other end, but these guys I really need to focus on. So, I will see you then. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.
Thank you.